And welcome to another Mark Bishop Show. You know, 2020, it's been a year like any other in recent memory. For many Americans, it has placed a renewed emphasis on the importance of smart financial planning and money management. Now, unfortunately, many are still struggling when it comes to understanding and saving money. That's where a financial advisor can assist, helping individuals to stay disciplined and on track during a challenging time. Now, my special guest is Andrew Sampson from the Wilde Wealth Management Group in Phoenix. Welcome, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Mark. I definitely appreciate it. It's Wilde Wealth, Wilde Wealth. Wilde Wealth Management Group. I'm glad we got that right.
Andrew, a newly released Trans-America Center for Retirement Studies report found that 66% of Americans wish they had more knowledgeable, information about retirement savings and investment and investing prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a heck of a percentage, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll throw out another statistic for you. Roughly 2/3 of American households operate with no long-term financial goals or plans. And roughly 40% of Americans operate with a budget. That leaves 60% of people operating with no monthly budget whatsoever.
That makes it extremely tight. According to Charles Schwab's latest literacy survey, 89% of Americans believe that lack of financial education contributes to social and societal problems such as poverty, joblessness, wealth inequality, and race relations. How do you handle this with clients? How do you share information without spooking them, but they've got to wake up, sort of thing?
Oh, absolutely. I think that really comes back to exactly the statistics we're talking about. Financial principles don't change just based on current situations or circumstances. You have to start off with developing a budget. Oftentimes I recommend to my clients that they run their personal finances just like a business would run their finances.
Mm-hmm.
And if the business owner is unable or unwilling, or if they feel like their time is better suited somewhere else, they should hire someone. In the business world, that would be a CFO or a chief financial officer. In the private world, that's myself. That's a financial advisor.
You know, I don't understand why, but there's one other report. We're slinging them around like nothing today. But the deal is there was another big one called, in fact, it's the CNBC Corns Invest in You Savings Survey. They released late last year, in fact, about 75% of Americans refuse to seek out professional financial advice, preferring instead to manage their own finances. I don't understand that. What is the fear of, do you think?
You know what? We provide a very valuable service, just like any other service industry. You can cut your own grass. You can change your own oil. If your engine blew up in your car, you could swap it out yourself. The time, the effort, and the energy spent in doing it yourself, oftentimes you would have been better off using a professional. So I don't know exactly why, but I will tell you where to start when looking for a financial advisor. My recommendation is to talk to your other financial professionals, either a CPA or maybe your estate attorney. These other professionals often work side by side with a good financial advisor. It only takes one bad experience to kind of soil someone's opinion of an industry. So getting that good professional recommendation from another professional is a good place to start.
Well, that is indeed, because they're not going to give a bum referral, that's for sure. They're professional people, and everybody's out to, to stay in business. And unless you do the right thing, quite frankly, these days, you're not going to. The benefits of working with an advisor such as yourself. The best way to get started, I mean, is it as simple as picking up the phone and me calling an Andrew?
You know what? Again, I would probably start with those other professionals. But even prior to doing that, the important thing is to understand why you're investing in the first place. having a rough idea of what your financial goals are is paramount. And from there, the investments kind of I don't want to oversimplify it, but they kind of choose themselves. When you do get those professional referrals, I recommend getting two or three, sitting down with two or three advisors and interviewing them as if it were a job interview. Don't go with the advisor who proclaims to have some sort of secret sauce to be able to get you the best stock market returns. You're looking for that advisor willing to sit down with you and know and understand exactly who Mark is and where he's going, so that that advisor can develop a game plan to get you from where you are today to where you want to be safely and on time.
Well, this is the thing. We're speaking with Andrew Sampson. He's investment advisor representative with Wilde Wealth Management Group in Phoenix. Some of the ways consumers, we'll get into the tips in just a second, but what are some of the ways consumers can shore up their finances during this uncertain time, Andrew?
Yeah, that's another great question. And again, basic financial principles do not change with circumstances. So you would start off by creating a budget, figure out exactly where you are today, developing and maintaining an emergency fund that's going to be 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. And if those things are taken care of, one thing that a lot of people are overlooking is this has also been a huge opportunity for people. A lot of the vacations have been canceled, unfortunately. People are eating out much less. So they're seeing their savings increase. So another good, firm financial principle is once that emergency fund is funded and your short-term financial goals are taken care of, you really should look to put some of that work or some of that money to work if you have a surplus.
Yeah, I guess now is the time. I mean, there's always a silver lining, I guess. But can you share some tips now? I've got specific headings I'd like you to look at: research and brokers versus financial planner, and putting your pandemic savings to use that you've touched on, and using your debt wisely. But before you go, let's cover these tips now. So what would you think about, if I said to you, well, how do I do my research, Andrew?
As far as research, when it comes to choosing an advisor?
A financial advisor, yes, a deeply personal choice, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you think about that relationship, kind of like you would think about a relationship with a physician. If you walk into the doctor's office and in 5 or 10 minutes, he's pretty much summed you up and ushered you out the door, that may not be the relationship you're looking for. Especially for that first appointment, you're really looking for someone who's going to sit down with you, discuss all your aches and pains, if any, and figure out what your health goals are. Financial advisors should do the same. He should sit down with you, take a long-term approach to figure out exactly what you're looking to accomplish. And from there, again, help you develop a game plan to get you to where you want to be.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like anything else. I mean, people sometimes relate very quickly to other people. Guides would suggest giving it a little bit of time, get to know the person, but don't feel bad if you don't feel there's a rapport there, Go to somebody else. What about brokers versus financial planner? I mean, what's the difference there?
Well, the big difference is that a broker is going to be someone who is looking to take your investments and try to optimize them based on maybe how you feel when the market goes up or down. We call that risk tolerance, or based on some index. A financial planner literally figures out what your goals are, and he arranges your investments to meet those goals.
So a broker tends to handle investments, as you say, but a financial planner, really you're looking more holistically at the total financial life. This has to include, though, insurance, estate planning, tax planning, what else, investment management, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'll give you a great tip when it comes to having a good relationship with your financial planner, and that's going to be communication. The more communication you have, the better. So if there are life changes, maybe you find out that you're having a baby or you decide that you're going to adopt in the future.
Hmm.
Maybe a loved one's passed or you plan on moving. So communication is definitely key when working with a financial planner,
Big thing.
and maybe not so much when working with a broker.
Very sound advice, Andrew. Andrew Sampson, investment advisor representative with Wilde Wealth. That's WILDE, Wilde Wealth Management Group in Phoenix. But overall, Andrew, correct if I say www.satira.com for more information as well.
Yeah, you know what? We also have our website, wildewealth.com, WILDE wealth.com. And on that website, you can find myself, but even more importantly, you can find a lot of resources and tools to help you get started.
That's fabulous. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you taking your time. First thing on a Monday. Morning, that is. Okay, have a great week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.